Hello, thank you for joining me again. I'm sorry I've been missing in action a little bit, you guys. I've actually hurt my ankle a little bit. I was hiking and slipped on gum nuts. Isn't that fun? Then it was school holidays and all that fun stuff. So today we are going to do strength for beginners. As always, please get clearance from your doctor before you start exercising. Make sure we do our quick warm up. I'm just going to do a little quick warm up while we're having a chat. But today we're going to work for 20 exercises and non-repetitive. So once we've done the exercise, we're not coming back to it. So as we're having a little chat, I'm going to put my hair up. And if you see me stopping here and there, it's because of my ankle. I've actually trying to go a little bit light on that if I can, but you know what? We're just going to modify. So for today, what we're going to need 2 sets of weights. So one set is a lighter weight, so about 3 kilos. And another one is a heavier weight, so about 5, 6, 7 kilos that we're going to use for the legs. We're going to work through, let's say 45 seconds to give ourselves some time to recover for 15 seconds. And we're going to move on to the next exercise. Once we're done the exercise, we're not going to come back to it. And actually, let's warm up as I'm talking to you. We're not going to come back to the exercise. Once it's done, it's done. And we're actually going to split it, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. So it gives you a little bit more time for recovery. Let's go for the leg swings. Oh, my ankle is a little bit tweaky, but do you know what? We're going to get through it. It's okay. All right, and let's go to the other side. Now, if at any point anything pinching, hurting, please stop. Listen to your body. We want to make sure that we go to our fitness level, but we also want to kind of challenge ourselves a little bit as well. Okay, technique is everything. Quality over quantity. I always tell you that. We're going to start off with some bicep curls. So starting off with a lighter weight first. Picking up weights and dropping weights. Make sure we do it safely, that we're not curving our back. Make sure we're picking up and dropping down the weights nice and controlled. All right, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Make sure we open up, elbows tucked in, chest up nice and high. We're going to start with our first set of bicep curls, round 1. So as we're going through our bicep curl, you want to make sure that your wrists stay tucked in. So I'm going to come a little bit closer and I want to see and show you the difference. See how my wrist is straight for the bicep? You want to do that and avoid doing this. A lot of people curl with the bent wrist. You want to make sure that you give our weight that nice hug. So I'm going to remind you about your stance, keeping your core engaged, hips slightly tucked in to take the pressure off the lower back. Chest up, shoulders down. We don't want to elevate shoulders or shoulder blades. Keep nice and controlled. We've got 5 seconds here, and then we're going into a squat. You have an option to rest here. You have an option to put your weight down, pick up heavier weight, or stay with the same weight. The dumbbell is just going to touch the shoulders, feet at hip width apart. It's nothing too wide, and dropping down for 45 seconds into a squat. So making sure that our core engaged, back aligned, knees staying back. It's like we're sitting back into the chair and coming back up. Nice and controlled. We don't want to rush. Make sure we're squatting with our knees forward, knees back, bum back, core engaged. Everything lined up. You want your knees lined up with your hips and your elbows lined up with your shoulders. Nice and controlled. Pushing evenly through both feet. Use your breath. Breathe out on exertion. We've got 10 more seconds. Breathe. 5 more seconds. Pelvic floor engaged, core engaged. And rest. You have an option to put your weight down. Grab your weights again if you did put them down. Breathe. Moving side to side. Next one, we're going for narrow presses. Elbows in. Weights in line with your shoulder. Let's go. Now, as we're pressing here, I want to avoid overarching and lifting your shoulders really, really high. You want to make sure your shoulders are down, chest up. Again, nice strong stance through your feet. We're working through the shoulders. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. Slow deep breath, elbows towards me. Like choo-choo train, in line with your shoulders. We've got 10 more seconds. Then we're gonna switch weights to a little bit heavier set in 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Make sure we put it down safely. Arching the back, let's grab heavier set. We're going for wide squats. All right, taking your feet out wide, toes out, knees out. Weights in the middle, let the weight drop into your grip. And let's get it. Now I want you to make sure as we go down that our knees stay in line with your ankles and not too close, okay? Also, you don't want to make it too far apart where you have no control. Hips tucked in, so hips tucked in forward. And as you come up, you want to push your knees out. The wide squats, want to feel it in our inner thighs. And again, not overarching in our backs. So not putting too much pressure into our lower spine, lower back. Nice and controlled, breathe. We're not rushing here. 5 seconds. Then we grab lighter weights and place it down. Beautiful. Slowly step in. Grab your lighter weights. We're going for curl and kick back. Engage your core, strong stance, lean over. Curl and kick back. As we're kicking back, let's get it. You want to make sure your arm long. It's a bicep curl with the tricep extension. Shoulders away from your ears. Make sure we get into that full bicep curl. And kicking far back, long arms. Working through the back of your arms here. So avoid doing this, a tilt in your weight. No, making sure your wrist stays straight. Core engaged. Beautiful, we've got 15 more seconds. Nice, breathe. Sumo squats next. 3, 2, and recover. Option to stay with light weights. Grab heavier weights or no weights. We're taking a wider stance this time. Instead of turning your toes out, turn your toes in, slightly round through your back. We're dropping down, make sure your knees tracking your middle toe, and big squeeze at the top. Let's go. Dropping down, squeeze at the top. A little bit different. So now we're targeting quads, hamstrings, and glutes. Not working so much into the inner thigh. I have to slow down here a little bit because it is pinching in my ankle a little bit. Just keep going. Pushing through the heels and the outside of your foot. If your back is pulling, you can drop one weight or do it with no weight. Nice work. What we've got next? Wide overhead press. 3, 2, and place it down safely. Grab 2 lighter weights. Step it in. Wide overhead press. Safely get into the exercise. Curl and open. Shoulders down. Wrists straight. Core engaged. Hips tucked in. Press overhead. Tap the weights and bring it back down. Press overhead. Tap at the top. Shoulders down. And bring it back down. Controlled all the way. Make sure the weights overhead. Remember, you're in charge of the weights. The weight's not in charge of you. Breathe. Beautiful. We've got 15 more seconds. Nice work. Breathe. Nice work. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Close, uncurl, breathe. Because we're starting off, we're going to put the weights down. We're going to start with the lunge. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Make sure that knee stays over your ankle. Lean forward, pushing through the heel and the glute. Dropping down, and as we come up to the top, you want to maintain that angle. So you can see how from the top of my head all the way down to my back foot, I stay nice and aligned. We're working through the front leg. You want to avoid coming out and rocking forward and back into the lunge. We want to make sure that our lunge, our hips go straight down and straight up. The angular position will load a little bit more into the glute and take the weight off your knees. It's very crucial. We've got 10 more seconds here. Beautiful, weight into the heel. 3, 2, and switch. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. If you need to hold on to the wall, please do. Lunges are very important, let's not compromise. Okay, knee over ankle. Lean over, find that angle, and let's get it. Dropping down and back up. I'm not gonna go too low here because it is pushing into my sore ankle. I'm not having any pain, but I'm being very mindful of my technique and where I'm loading my weight. Surprisingly, I thought it would be sore amongst the back, but it didn't. Okay. Nice work. Okay, we've got 15 more seconds. Keep that weight into your heel and into the butt cheek on your working leg. Beautiful. We've got 5 seconds. Then we're gonna grab one heavy weight and rest. Whew, shake it off. Grab one heavy weight. We're going for front raises. Your shoulders are back and down. Strong stance. Not overarching, tucking your hips. As we lift, let's go. As we lift, you don't want to lift any higher than your shoulders. Any higher than your shoulders, you're gonna feel it in your neck instantly. So if we kind of swing up here, you're gonna tense up in your neck. You don't want that. Open up the chest. Drop your shoulder blades back, core engaged. Slide bend in the elbows. Nice and controlled. But you want the muscle to burn, you want the muscle to work. You don't want to have too lightweight, where it's all about speed and heart rate. We want to challenge ourselves with heavier lift and rest. Side squat. We're gonna put the weight down and we're gonna do this one with no weight. Wide stance, bend your knee on one side. We're gonna drive our glutes back and up to the top. Into one leg. See how my knee in line with my hip? Let's go. And now back to the top. You wanna drive through the side of your foot and into your heel and back up to the top. I'll show you how it looks like from the side. Drive it back. See, my knee is not up here, back. So I'm still sitting into that side glute, keeping my knee, my hip joint safe. The other leg nice and long, and completely let go of, because we're isolating into our working leg. Sit back and back up. All about that alignment. Don't let this knee go out or in. Got 5 seconds. And rest. Same thing on the other side. As you're driving back, knee aligned with your hip, this leg is relaxed. Pushing through the side and the heel. Bring yourself back to the center. Let's go. Drive your bum back and down. Sit and back up. Again, you don't want to hinge over too much, because then your butt stays at the top and all you're doing is going up and down. Keeping your head up, chest up. Push through the heel and come back up to the middle. Sitting into your butt cheek. We're almost done, y'all. Nice. We got 15 seconds. Then we're gonna grab our 2 light weights. Breathe, back on the arms in 5, 4, 3, 2, up. Beautiful, shake it off. Grab 2 light weights. Stand nice and tall, shoulders are back and down. Soft elbows, we're going for side raises. Again, not lifting anything higher than the shoulders. If your weight's up here, it's gonna go straight into your neck. Let's go. Soft elbows. Focus on lifting your shoulders before your weights. Soft elbows. Lift on a muscle that we're training. Focus on that, not your weights. Very light grip in your weights. Breathe. Nice. Chest up, shoulders down. Weights do not go past your elbows. Weights do not go past your shoulders. You cannot lift correctly if it passes through. After this, we are going on the floor and rest. Beautiful. Okay, bear steps or bear holds. We're going on all fours. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Curl your toes and lift your knees up and off the floor. I'm gonna move my weight so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Lift and hold. You have an option to rock. I'm not going to rock because of my ankle, but we're gonna stay here and hold. Now, a few cues: if your back is bending this way, your core is not engaged. If your wrists are sore, you can go on your knuckles. Make sure your core is engaged, back right, slightly rounded. Stay and hold. We've got 15 seconds. Then we're going for push-ups. 10 seconds. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Okay, weights out of your face. Actually, I'm gonna turn around this way. All right, push-ups, going down on our knees. Never push up with your booty up. Tuck your hips, tuck in your core. When you land down, you want your chest land by your thumb. Ready? Engage. Let's go. We're going down. And as we're pushing up, you want to make sure your spine stays aligned. This is a push-up, not this. Okay? We're not landing by the face. Come on, let's go. Our thumbs end up right by our chest. And you want to maintain your spine nice and long. Take a wider stance in your knees. Dropping down, elbows tucked in. We never want to do a push-up with a T shape. Slightly tucked in, shoulders down. This is what it would look like to your floor. You've got 5 more seconds. And rest. We're going to flip over for our crunches. We're going to zip up our pelvic floor. So all the way from pelvic floor, all through your core and up to your chest. Make sure everything nice and tucked in. And then when we're ready, let's go. So you want to make sure your core stays engaged. And we're not letting go. Oh God, my mic is dying. You guys can hear me? Hold on. Keep going. You just keep doing your crunches. There we go. That's better. You're suffocating in my neck. You've got 15 more seconds. Keep going with your crunches. Keeping everything nice and tucked in. We're gonna go back on our glutes in 5, 4, relax your neck, 3, 2, and relax. Weight or no weight. We're gonna take 2 heavy dumbbells. You're gonna place it on your hip, not your belly, your hip, and you're gonna hold on to the heads of your dumbbells. Make sure your feet hip width apart, right under your knees. Tuck your hips in like Michael Jackson, back nice and flat, big squeeze, and to the top. If we hyperextend and don't engage properly, we're gonna do this. Then what happens is our back gets really sore. So tuck it in, big squeeze, up and down. On the way down, you want to avoid letting go of your engagement. Spine nice and long, all the way from the tailbone, all the way up to your neck. Right now I have a claw clip. That's not stopping me, but not really affecting me. Big squeeze in the glutes. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and rest. We're gonna take those weights by your side, tuck in your elbows, curl, and we're going for chest presses. All right, we're ready? And let's get it. Give it a nice press at the top, get your weights to touch, and opening up, get the elbows to touch on the floor, in line with your chest, and back up to the top. It is a chest press, not a throat press, so you wanna make sure your wrists stay nice and straight as well. So very common for people to collapse their wrist straight. You want to load into your muscle, not your joints. Breathe. Shoulders away from your ears. We'll stay nice and controlled. tap the floor and back up to the top. Good. And remember, if it's too much or you're too wobbly, you can switch your weights, but we're almost there. We've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Safely come out of it. Make sure your elbows get in and then release your waist by your side. Never drop them straight down. We're going to flip over and we are going for leg waves. I forgot that one. All right, we've got 2 more. All right, take your knees in towards your chest, core engaged, toes up to the ceiling, lowering down nice and controlled and back in. Now, if you do have nice curve in that back when you're lowering down, please lower one, the other, and in. Another option to lift, tap, tap, in. So option 1, tap, tap, in. Option 2, down, down, and in. And option 3, for full range. Make sure that we're not letting go of our lower back to the floor. So we're working more into the lower part of our core and rest. Beautiful. We're going to flip over on the plank. We're going to hold the plank for 45 seconds and then you guys are done. Look how fast that went. That's crazy. Option for a plank, full body. So if you are doing full body, hip width apart through the feet. Make sure your wrists under your shoulders and round. We're not up here and we're not dropping down. You want to round through your spine, squeeze your glutes and hold. If you are doing that on your knees, a lot of people holding it this way and again dropping it down low. You want to tuck your hips in like Michael Jackson, squeeze your bum, engage your core and drop. Knees at hip width apart. You can feel it here too. Another option to go on your elbows. Elbows tucked in, right under your shoulders. Core tucked in, hips tucked in. You should feel it within the first 5 seconds. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Beautiful. Feet down, arms out nice and long. Reach to the top of the mat. Push your hips back. Give your body a bit of a stretch. Well done. Nice work. Let's come up. Drive your knee through. Sit down on your butt cheek. Moving side to side. Let's take any tension that we have left. Remember, you can come back to this, and if you want to grow from this, keep doing it as often as you can, maybe every second day. Strength training 3 to 4 times a week would be awesome. And the wave of progression is grabbing heavier weights. Make sure we don't do it like one session after another. Once you go heavier, you want to kind of make sure that you don't go back and you lie down, okay? So don't rush it if you're not ready. Let's switch legs. So you want to make sure that, your progression stays permanent and not just on a good day where we have moist energy, we pick up heavier weights. The next time when motivation is not there, we don't feel like lifting heavier weights anymore. So discipline over motivation for us to get stronger. And remember, your goals are very, very important. Right, let's do a couple of rolls through our arms. So the goals of healthier lifestyle and movement, we all have different reasons why we're here, but the long term is to live healthy and fulfilling lives and just feel good in our own skin. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Remember, you are in charge of your training, you are in charge of your lifestyle, and I'm here just to yap in your ear and to show you what to do when we're all meant to do it. That's it. Thanks. I'm out. Peace.